These are the real deal, made in Germany, and they are perfect in every way but the mounting. Alright, I'm going to hold this thing by hand, holding the mic in the same position. So this is what it sounds like hanging from my hand. Listen to how dead this thing goes. The sustain is gone. I'll try this again. You can actually feel the difference, the way the stick digs into the head. Mounted to the factory mount with rims on it. Hear how choked out it is. I'm going to try sliding it further out on the mount. Let's see what happens. It's all nice and free. Mount is not binding at all. That's about the same. Let's try it on this one. That sounds the same. And of course, let's try it on a snare stand. And this is loose. It's just resting on it. Dead. You hear that? There's a fly in the studio. That last video, I think it unfortunately refreshed my memory as to how much trouble I had with these Sonors when I first got them, because they sounded magnificent. They were perfect. I checked everything. I measured everything. They are perfect. And as soon as I mounted them, they just went completely flat, and almost all the time. So I got rims for all of them. It helped. The 8 and the 10 and the 12 didn't make a difference on the 13 and the 14. It had a 16-inch floor tom also. So the rims helped slightly, and the 12 was the worst problem. This is a 10 by 12. And it just went completely flat when I was in the sweet spot. So I had to mess around with the tuning. Eventually I found a sweet spot, but it was really a low pitch. I mean, the heads were practically flapping, and that was the only way I could get any sustain out of it. And I just configured it as a 5-piece and used the 8 and 10 with a 16-inch floor tom. I didn't even use the 12, so I set it up as a 5-piece, and that's the way I played it for 30 years. At first I tried to incorporate all the drums, and I just couldn't come up with an arrangement. It's maddening that I can hold it with my hand and hear and feel the potential, but these stock mounts absolutely murder the sound. They just ruin it. So after making that last video, I have come to the conclusion, and it's kind of been sneaking up on me for a long time now, that more important than the type of wood, more important than the drum configuration, small shell, big shell, there's the fly, more important than the finish, if it's wrapped, the shape of the bearing edge, the most important consideration in a tom-tom is the mount. So I am going to do some experimentation on this 12-inch since it's a great subject. It's being very stubborn, always has been. Never did sound good when mounted up. Always sounded great until you mount it. So how do you use it? You can't. I'm going to hopefully come up with some kind of full isolation mount. I don't know if it's possible.